Gotham Geek Girl here with the Talkers and Geeks, and I got to watch the new Amazon Prime series, Paper Girls, the fantasy horror drama. It's going to be dropping on Amazon Prime on July 29th. This is going to be a non-spoiler-free review. While the Amazon series does take some creative liberties with its order of events, and there are some minor changes, it's still a fantastic adaptation of the best-selling, Eisner-winning comic series. There's been a lot of great promotion for this. We've been seeing some billboards in the city. This is going to be a huge thing for Image Comics. I'm a really big Image fan, so I'm happy to see Amazon taking chances on other properties such as The Boys, Invincible, and now Paper Girls. Paper Girls is a mystery science fiction comic book series written by Brian K. Vaughan, art by Cliff Chiang. Basically, the synopsis is: in the early morning hours after Halloween 1988, four Paper Girls, Erin, Mac, Tiffany, and KJ, are out on their delivery route when they become caught in the crossfire between warring time travelers, changing the course of their lives forever. Transported into the future, these girls must figure out a way to get back home to the past, a journey that will bring them face to face with the grown-up versions of themselves. While reconciling that their futures are far different than their 12-year-old selves imagined, they are being hunted by a militant faction of time travelers known as the Old Watch, who have outlawed time travel so that they can stay in power. In order to survive, the girls will need to overcome their differences and learn to trust each other and themselves. Paper Girls is a high-stakes personal journey dedicated through the eyes of four girls, played by breakout leads Cameron Jones and Tiffany Quilkin, Riley Leigh Nelson as Erin Tiang, Sophie Rosinski as Matt Coyle, and Fina Straza as KJ Bramman. Ollie Wong also stars as the grown-up version of Erin, with Nate Corgi as Larry and Adina Porter as Paris. While they're out delivering papers the morning after Halloween, the town is struck by an invasion from a mysterious force from the future. The girls become unwillingly caught in the conflict between two warring factions of time travelers.
Fuck! There's no way that was me.
So with the comic, it features a lot of beautiful, vibrant colors. Do not let that fool you. It touches upon a lot of things like homophobia, racism, and a lot of adult themes, and then growing up and feeling comfortable and finding yourself, finding your identity and coming of age. It's a little bit of Stranger Things meets Pacific Rim. Things escalate really quickly. It seems like the first episode kind of touched an entire volume while changing some things. We're going to see some time travel. The series goes from 1988 to 2019. And the comic goes to the 90s first. So we're going to see some different time jumps, which is really cool. More machines in this. We're going to see, like I was saying, like Pacific Rim, which is amazing. I don't want to get into the creatures in the comic, but there are interdimensional beings. CGI and the effects are actually very well done, especially when it comes to the robots. You'll see that later on in a few episodes in. Even though it handles some things a little differently, you're going to see a lot of the struggles that the girls grapple with. What I like is that the series is on Amazon, because Amazon is allowed to go into these themes and use the language. There's a lot of F-bombs, a lot of cursing, so just because it's teenagers doesn't mean it's a show like for children. It's very adult themed with what they get into. Like I mentioned, like homophobia, cursing, the tone. There's a lot of like 80s references, which is really cool, so that's kind of similar to the Stranger Things vibes. But I think this does it just a little better with things that Stranger Things maybe couldn't touch on as much. Definitely trippy. You're going to be mind blown by episode 3. Just imagine meeting your future self or finding out your fate, seeing your loved ones. This is some of the things they took a little creative liberty with, separate from the comic. But it still, like I said, stays true to the tone. And a lot of the things people experience in this, it's like, if you see your future self, are you happy with what you see? Are you angry with what you see? Is this going to affect how you change your own future? And it's kind of crazy, because it's like, it's hard to see, like, if you see like your family, do you talk to them, do you not? And it touches upon a lot of things like that. And there was even an episode that made me tear a little bit. I'm not going to get into it too much, but finding out your fate is not always a fun thing. So basically, the girls are being hunted by the Old Watch. They're meant to keep things in order so that they can stay in power. The Old Watch is fighting against the STF, which are the standard time fighters who are trying to correct the course of history. Basically, the Old Watch are the rich, and they don't want to disrupt the future that they thrive in. And the girls travel outside of their time, which is a capital offense. So the girls are being hunted by the old watch. All of the girls' personalities are to the T. Legit, they are pulled off the pages. All the girls are perfectly cast. So Tiffany is kind of the brains of the squad. She's super smart. Tiffany Quilkin, she's an obsessive gamer. She loves her walkie-talkies. She's African American, and I don't want to give you any more spoilers about her background, but she's a smart ass. She's so smart, and basically she's a tough cookie. And I don't want to get into who sees themselves in the future, but each of the girls, you'll see how they develop their characters as they see other like timelines of how their life could go. And Riley Nillette is Erin. Erin Tiang is a new resident of Sony Stream. She's a younger sister, Missy. And Erin is Asian American. She's Chinese. And she's very, very by the book. She likes to follow the rules. Partially because her mom doesn't speak a lot of English. She basically spends a lot of time with her mom and trying to help her, but she's become very maternal with that, and it's hard for her to kind of like make friends. She's very like by the book. Sophia Rosinski, she plays Mac Coyle. Mac is one of my favorite characters in this. Mackenzie. She's a cigarette smoking tomboy. She's constantly cursing. She was actually the first girl to become a paper boy in Stony Stream. She's cynical and snarky, and she comes from a blue-collar family. And she's kind of the one that's like rough around the edges, like super into rock, and she struggles a lot with like her background and being like poor and where she comes from, and meeting these other girls who I'll get into next, KJ, who's a little more fortunate, and how they interact with each other. KJ is considered the smart one of the group. She attends a private school. She plays field hockey, and she is Jewish. She carries her field hockey around at times. We'll get more into that. But like I said, it's very important, their backgrounds and their nationalities, because especially in the 80s, it's kind of prevalent to how they, I guess, go about themselves and dealing with racism, things that they dealt with, and building these friendships with these girls who are very different from each other. And I thought that was done beautifully. Adina Porter plays Prioress. She's amazing. You might know her from American Horror Story. She's kind of, I'm gonna say, like a villain in this. She is on the hunt for the girls because, like I said, they committed a capital offense going against the time. And then we meet Ali Wong, who is adult Erin, and this is kind of where the story really begins to roll out when they meet an older version of herself. It's like, oh my god, holy crap, like, that's me in the future. And you'll definitely see by, I guess, episode 3, things start to really pick up. The cast was phenomenal. Everyone, like I said, was perfectly cast to the T. I think they did a great job with that. The effects were well done, the action was well done, and I don't really mind the changes from the comic because I think it worked very well for this adaptation for like a longer form storytelling, and I really pray we get a second season. Definitely check it out. Drops July 29th on Amazon.
Okay. Fuck! There's no way that was me. How the fuck did she get in the house? Okay. Come on. I know what to do. And then you're gonna tell them what? Erin, what are you gonna tell them? That the 12-year-old version of yourself broke into your house with her punk friends you never had?
You know, maybe time travel is just a normal thing in 2019.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Because back home, we were meeting friendly future robots and Civil War soldiers all the time. This is fucking insane.
I know.
That was future me. That's why we come. And I just ran away like a child.
Okay.
This is a mule.
This is a psychotic break.
Oh no, there has to be some explanation. I still live in the same house. I'm supposed to be. Is my husband coming home soon? My kids asleep upstairs.
Maybe we're dead. What? time travel is so much more likely than we're dead?
If we're dead, then we're in hell.